What's up? This is Nak3d Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, bringing you a legendary speedrun guide for the very first mission in Halo 3. This is Sierra 117, and contrary to popular belief, since it is the first mission, that does not make it the easiest. This is actually one of the more brutal missions to speedrun. We have tons of sections with tons of enemies. Starting out, we're going to shoot that Marine in the head so that we don't accidentally run into him, because if we do run into him, then he slows us down, and we don't like to go slow. Also, there is sometimes an added benefit of if you jump onto or walk across his body, then you sometimes get a couple extra frag grenades, which is always useful. Now here we're simply navigating the opening 30 seconds of the mission, and we're going to despawn the entire first section by doing this ghost jump right here. You want to jump straight into that without a crouch, and you want to smash on the jump button, just tap it, tap it, tap it, and then look slightly left, and that should get it for you every single time. Then we're going to run up there. That point where I jumped is the point where the despawn will work. If you jump to the left, like from the top ledge of where I was, if you don't go over the tree in the way that I did it, then that will cause the rest of the enemies to spawn. So you want to basically just follow the exact path that I'm taking for this initial section. There's no real enemies we have to kill. Those 3 grunts you usually, I mean, you can probably just run by them, but you have a pistol, so you might as well practice your headshots. And sometimes they also give you 2 plasma grenades, 1 or 2, and you want to pick up a plasma pistol from them. So just walk right through them. Sometimes they throw a grenade and you have to slow down a little bit, but we like to go fast. So we're going to keep on running through here. Grab our carbine. Now we've got the sexy noob combo in our pocket, and here you want to look for jackals in any of these trees. Anything that's on the right half of where we just came out usually is shooting at you, and you have to kill them. But in this particular run, I got through without killing anything, and that's in certain configurations they don't see you, so you're able to just run on through very smoothly. And the pipe jump is actually the safer method in this game. I was going to show you guys an alternative, but I just highly recommend hitting that pipe jump. Now here you want to definitely have the plasma pistol for this brute. Overcharge, use that other tree for cover. You can't stay there long because the jackals will actually shoot at you if you wait around. So you just hope that you have some shields going into that section. Now here we're going to skip the Cortana cutscene. This is relatively new in Halo 3, is by launching ourselves past almost close to that huge giant rock and not touching the ground, we actually are able to skip, I think it's 7 seconds of Cortana's dialogue. So that's a huge time save. Here, if you do not have a bubble shield from the first brute that we killed, then you want to go for the backsmack on that brute. But since we already have a buble, then we can just run on through. Now there are 2 snipers here. Let's dispatch them quickly with BA. And then right here we're going to want to throw a grenade almost as soon as we pass this little thing on the left with the pipes. Then the grenade will bring us up back to the top. It's a relatively easy grenade jump. Don't be intimidated by it. You just throw the grenade and then count to 1 and then jump, and it should launch you straight up. Now we get into the Jackal Sniper Forest. So if you guys have seen my 0-shot run, this part of the mission was a nightmare. I had to trust that the Arbiter would take out all the enemies for me, at least the ones in the most difficult sections, and then I could use frag grenades to either kill some of them or stickies to stick some of them. It was a very, very brutal experience. Now that we have a BR, we can just take our time, look around. I was looking, sometimes there's a beam rifle jackal that's in that area where I landed, but he was not there today. Getting the beam rifle helps to take these guys out, as well as with the next section. This guy did not want to die, just eating up the seconds. And the one that was up top and the one on the left there, they always have beam rifles, so you always want to be careful killing them. And clearly in the Jackal Sniper Forest, it's random whether or not some of them have beam rifles. Now here we are going to want to take out, there's 2 snipers across the way on the rock there, 1 on the right here, and usually 1 or 2 on my left. Then we're going to want to dispatch these 3 grunts followed by the brute captain. And the carbine does a relatively good job of taking off his shield. If you have the sniper here, it's obviously much easier. Look at how inaccurate the carbine is, so bad. Now here you want to jump up as soon as the grass on the ground is like really dense, and then you do a little arch down just like I showed you there. You throw the frag. That timing that when you throw the frag is really important, because you want the grenade to go off after you've sort of slid off and jumped off the rock. it's relatively difficult to pull off. You can see an alternative strategy for that section in my 0-shot run. And then we run on through just like you saw. If you're going really fast, I should mention that you don't want to start this ending sequence before Johnson despawns from the previous section, or else he won't be in the prison and the game will not let you proceed and you'll have to restart the entire mission. Now here we hope that the enemies don't see us. We jump under that bridge so that the snipers don't snipe our feet, even though they still can. It just reduces the chances of it. Running on through there, sometimes you run into a brute, sometimes you don't. I like to give him a little whack to the face to stall him, and then throw a sticky to cause the enemies to freak out. Now here, make sure you can grab that Jackal's usually chilling there, grab his plasma pistol, and then we want to either plasma pistol overcharge or stick that brute. Now here, that's really dangerous. That's a one-hit kill if that jumping attack had landed. So I was kind of freaking out here because it's really difficult to get this far in Sierra 117 with no deaths, given how much RNG there is, how many enemies we have to deal with. Here I freaked out even more because I saw a grunt with two plasmas running towards me, and then I got flashed and I couldn't see anything. Luckily he died. So I took out the two captains next to the chieftain, and I was trying to take out this guy as fast as I could, but it turns out that he was doing some weird stuff. Right here, he like jumps on the rooftop. I have never seen this before. I would just say that if I had more experience at the end of the mission, then I probably could have optimized it a little further. For example, right there, I would have remembered to grab the carbine ammo before checking the side to see if the chieftain was chilling over here. So now we finally see him. Let's shoot at the other dudes in the meantime. And I wanted him to rush me. He does this little charge and then he jumps forward, and it's really easy to move around him and do a back smack. It's the safest way of taking him out, but it turns out that he still had no shields, and so we could just shoot the helmet off. Here also, I'm being a little sloppy, letting the enemies be aggressive on me instead of being aggressive on them. That's because the chieftain was stalling and doing all sorts of weird stuff. It kind of threw me for a loop, but it's okay. We lost a little bit of time dueling these dudes. Supposedly the end, when we're waiting for the pelican here, is heavily influenced by how many enemies you kill. And so if I had killed more enemies quicker, then I think that the pelican would have come in and started blowing everything up just a little bit sooner. So that's definitely a way that you could save time compared to this run that you're watching. And then here you also want to look out for any snipers and jackals. I thought that might have been a sniper, which is why I dropped back down. And you make it this far, you really don't want to risk dying at the very end. So I was playing it very safe. We see here that I made it just as the pelican's coming down, and then this dude dodges the perfect dodge right next to his neck, and so I lost a few more seconds there getting into the pelican, but I wanted to make sure I had a safe, no death, legendary run for you guys to show off in the guide. So that's Sierra 117 in sub 8 minutes. And next up we have Crow's Nest. I'll see you guys then. Peace.